to go with it. So let's see what both these squads can do. Nine Pandas Fearless will be the aggressors at the beginning, quickly looking to execute on this B bomb site. Have a look at this detail then. Complete evacuation by NAVI. He'll have to go for the retake here.
Yeah, they completely stacked A. Had one a bit more passive, but it is honestly not really worth peeking for that. Just have to give it up. They have a kit, they have a smoke. It's in the hands of Letty. The first kill does go the way of Nine Pandas. They have this double setup here, at least. Actually, it does have a three-way setup. They have Tati as well. Behind the radiator, and looks like the hold is good thus far. Everyone coming through from the same choke point. Letty at least grabs a double, but there's continuous damage all the way. Angelica at least makes it a 1v1, has the kid on the back, but time continues to tick. She needed that frag, but it's not coming her way. Pistol round goes the way of Nine Pandas.
Yeah, my Nine Pandas tried to completely shut the door. There were some good efforts there from Letty to try and force their way back in, but despite those numbers and the CTs coming through from CT, those choke points were very tight indeed. A nice setup with Tati as the second person to swing of the three, one on point. Nicely done. And again, these pistol rounds only become more important, especially if a force buy comes through it. There won't be one on this occasion for NAVI Javelins. Again, the shorter halves, things become more urgent real quick. We've heard comments from the players on their opinions about the economy and such already. The lost bonus from round to round in the current status quo in CS2. Xu and Elizabeth with the MAC-10s then. I'm a big fan of the likes of Elizabeth and of Victoria especially as well. Had so many crazy highlights from them in previous seasons of ESL Impact, and I'm sure there'll be some today as well.
To deal with the first threat immediately, Angelica goes out as it leaves a very cheeky kill here. Now they continue to push their hope to punish for more, but I don't think they will be handed much more. Can you see here? Hoping for at least another kill, and the attention is just completely somewhere else. She can continue, picks up the AK, make sure the rifle is not going to go the way of these pistols. Ooh, does get tagged, needs to be perhaps a bit more careful. But there we go, the smoke helps her out big time, and with that, second round secured.
Really important to keep that AK out of their hands. So far so good for 9PF. But now the rifles will come out for NAVI Javelins, so let's see how quickly they can get moving from the start line, as they've been watching Nine Pandas just leave them for dust in these early rounds. And again, this is a very important frag to stop that AK being taken away. And I suppose that you might ask, why didn't the last two CTs jump through the smoke together? Well, they don't know if she's running away after they got that headshot or not, so got to choose one or the other. Angelica now with an aggressive start towards this B bomb site. Good grenades though from Nine Pandas towards A, trying to establish some presence on both sides of the map. Minute 30 as they wait for these smokes to go.
Actually a re-smoke, it's quite deep, so the question is, will Nine Pandas respect that? Will they continue to push up? Looks like for the time being, stay quiet, they take things slow. Waiting for perhaps any more util to fly on out. Hope that NAVI will be empty-handed, because actually Nine Pandas do a good job of holding on to theirs. So another follow-up nade as well towards ramp. Or perhaps Nine Pandas take the gamble. I think that the presence is mostly over towards that B-bomb site. And with that kill over towards the middle, that opens things up.
This is great mid to late round from Nine Pandas as well, to have the patience to find that entry. Elizabeth gets the gun back out in time, but Angelica will catch her. Those will be some grenades towards that A-bomb site. Victoria looking to follow up on that. 31 seconds though. Nina's position will be very key. She's got vicu to her left-hand side as well. With Angelica getting dropped, well, the numbers are really dwindling now, and they're just not getting enough frags. Just a one kill and a trade leaves Hanka in a impossible position. There's nothing else for her to do in this round.
The individual duels didn't quite work out. Tati still standing with 1 HP. Couldn't quite finish that kill either. So continued to let those numbers crumble for NAVI. No choice but to save. Barely any money in the bank as well.
Victoria with an AWP. Everything is in its right place. Honestly, we've seen such ridiculous wallbangs from her. I think I've seen more wallbangs from her in the last 12 to 18 months than I can think of any other player. Always good for an outlandish frag. Very good start for 9 Pandas Fearless as well. Tati and her 1 HP survive for now. And I'm sure we'll see some very explosive things from that player in particular. Unless these have something to say about it. And I'm sure they will. Definitely a war of attrition, this matchup. But again, the patience here in that kind of mid-round area, just patiently waiting for those CTs to get too curious, and the floodgates were open soon after.
And talking about Victoria, she was really the key point in that game against Furia. 21 frags, really popped off, showed that Impact can still, in fact, be a very vital point, even in CS2. Now, it will be only pistols for NAVI, a very tough round to deal with, but they have that single rifle, go for the triple woman boost. Only left empty-handed thus far.
The hero rifle. Hank has also got the flash. I feel like, I suppose it depends on what you want to implement. A bunch of pistol swinging, or something a little different. Well, she's got a lot of work to do, unless she's falling back to line up that flash. Nine Pandas creeping now. Are they going to put that flash to use, though? There's no one really to swing with Lena. So they will just come around the corner. Might be an opportunity missed there as Hanka manages to get two. And maybe there can be a bit of chaos here. Can Letty get to that gun to the right-hand side, though? Kind of lost her angle there. So it will just be the pistols now with 35 seconds on the clock. There are smokes, but those smokes could be run through. I don't know if Hanka's flash was used or if it's on the floor, but there's no personnel left now, just Angelka, so won't matter so much. Just all about that Deagle. She has little to lose in this one. Time to go fishing, Angelka. See what you can find. Victoria with that AWP, dodges the first shot, but doesn't dodge the second. Wallbang, of course. Victoria, yeah. Business as usual for her.
If there's one player to do it, it certainly is her. But so far, you know, there's not really that much of a crack up on the attacking side. 9 Pandas keep their cool. The start looks good. You know, shut down the first buy round. Sure, this was with the majority pistols. Bit of damage dealt, at least by Henka on that rifle. That's what you want. The scoreline 4-0.
She's got the flicks. Always does, Victoria. Definitely her own personality with that AWP. Hanka gets caught very exposed, and they've got the numbers to try and catch Angelka off guard. Aggressive presence shown. This is a big problem for NAVI. They might have to take a gamble here and try and find something early in this round. Gravitating towards B now, as 9 Pandas Fearless have got so much control. With so much time on the clock as well, they can really dry out NAVI's util, but they're not really dumping it just yet. Willing to have a few jiggles. Now they've still seen them here. Well, can they even do anything? Fatal just a bit too high on that shot now, and the action continues on the B-bomb site. Victoria with two. Even now, a minute 10 on the clock in a 2-on-2.
It was quite rough because actually the initial flashbang was good. Only the shots in the end, a bit panicky. But we still have a 2-on-2. Very much still possible. And Tati could perhaps catch a timing here. Vicu, gets caught. Not quite killed just yet. And of course, a teammate hopes to help her out, but she just gets both. That's a very nice cleanup. And 9 Pandas just continue where they've left off.
That was very, very awkward indeed. Towards the end there. Good half so far, but only for one of these teams. These girls may feel a little shell-shocked with the current proceedings. Quite lacking so far on Vertigo. Some moments to think about what they need to do to turn things around here. That was a very unfortunate start to that round as well. Such an early 5-on-4. Such an important part of the map as well. It's not like you've got to kill from one end of the A ramp to the other. They're just on top of B immediately, basically. Up the stairs, and here you are, Victoria, ready to keep that space, fight for that space, trade for her teammates. 5-0, a roaring start for 9 Pandas Fearless. Again, two well-matched teams. No matter the history that has come, history is just that. These teams keep moving. They do not stay in the past. That was true of the last game. It's true so far right now.
But certainly not the first rodeo here for 9 Pandas at LAN. Constantly they have been shut down, hoping for more. Perhaps this could be that opportunity. Do you like this? Slowly gravitating towards mid, perhaps a part where Navi has not been having too much grip of. And with that, Angelka gets mollied away. Has to reposition, still has deep mid CT. But Fatal is just here. Fatal is sharp. And even though there's a trade, there is right there an answer once again from 9 Pandas. Letty hopes to come in with the rotate alongside a teammate, but the smoke, every part of control is in the hands of 9 Pandas.
Ooh. They lost vicu there. I mean, they've got like almost no util and 3 players left with no position on that B bomb site. I think that was an insta cut for this round. And those calls may be harder and harder to make when you are down so many rounds, when you have 0 rounds. But with 3 people standing, you can often find something for the remainder, but that will be more difficult now. It really is a big factor, losing that 3rd player. But here we are, Navi still empty-handed versus 9 Pandas Fearless, who are running all over them at the moment. Victoria, 6 for 1. Style points straight out of the gates. They are on the hunt. Won't get there in time, though.
And perhaps it is all coming back down to that veto. Des was already talking about it, but it has been a while since Navi has played Vertigo. And on that note, I think 9 Pandas just played that veto out quite nicely, because there's 5 maps that Navi really like to play in the season. All 5 of them have a 100% win rate. They haven't dropped a single map thus far in this current season, and they managed to pick out one of the 2 that they don't play, or at least not recently.
Still time to turn it around. But that chronograph won't be running forever. Let's see if they can make something from this half then. NAVI Javelins, 9 Pandas are coming for them again. So, again, we saw more than once Navi try to get aggressive. This has been a focus for them. These stairs on the B bomb site with mixed results. Letty caught, but this time she wins the duel. This is clearly an urgent task for Navi. This is a goal at the beginning of many of these rounds. Losing an early duel there and having a 4 versus 5 was catastrophic for them, but this is very different indeed, and exactly what they need with only 2 rifles in this round as well.
The 9 Pandas have been getting a bit cheeky when it comes down to middle, so they hope to abuse it here once more. Into CT, Letty this time in this position. Hoping to deal with the fight, good for 1. But once more, it's an near to immediate trade. And it's now on 3v3. Only problem being, the last 3 remaining are not at this site and only have pistols.
Picking up that AK. I don't know, 3-on-3. No rounds on the board. You're probably going for it. It's just about seen Victoria, but again, opportunity missed. I feel like probably going to lose everything here. 2 AKs on the CT side could be useful in the next round. And Joker's got a kit though, which again, just might encourage them to go forward just to lose it all, really. Again, these are very low percentage situations, but you look at the numbers, look at the kit, and so on, and you just egged forward enough to come into the next round with absolutely nothing.
Yeah, this was sort of a half buy, so those who could afford bought a rifle, otherwise some upgraded pistols into the mix to at least have a bit of an edge over your opponent, but 9 Pandas is not messing around. They are playing clean. Their trade game is incredibly strong, so every single time when there's a trade coming on through, it's 9 Pandas peeking with 2.
Oh, she hasn't seen her! through the flames. Fatal in the corner gets a free one. That is a catastrophic situation for Na'Vi. Again, an early 4v5, and that's pulling CTs away from different areas of the map. It makes everything a little weaker. But how far do they go here, Na'Vi? Again, they've got to do something. They've got to find a way to even these numbers or better. So they've got to get aggressive somehow. So risks have to be taken, and they come up empty-handed again.
Once more, there's damage dealt. Still a frag to be found. The pain just continues. Vicu not really met with much. He's still stuck on a single kill. Does have the orb. We know how much he can shine with that. Only the opportunities continue to not quite be at where she is positioned. Often, Pandas, they've been loving mid. They've been loving this B bomb site.
Oh no. I think she thought she had sprayed enough. I think we've all been there when we sprayed and we're like, yeah, that person's dead, go to the next one, but they're not. And then that happens. Seems like it might be one of those days as far as this game is concerned, and this is like prison break now. Vicu is going to be hunted, not quite by the authorities, but hunted nonetheless. She tries to desperately save this AWP. Who's coming first? Very well timed, and yeah.
Not looking bright. Na'Vi need to find answers soon, but 0 to 8, that's a big, big gap to try and bridge.
It's a canyon. It's a cavity. Yes. It's a chasm.
It's a mountain you have to climb.
It's a whirlpool.
Like, we were already seeing Na'Vi struggling, even Galaxy struggling in that very first half and thinking that was a big gap, only now it starts to go from bad to worse.
Yeah, this is like, this is almost throw the towel in territory, the way this is going. Just very desperate now, it feels, for Na'Vi. They don't seem to have a grip on this whatsoever. Hands covered in soap. Trying to climb a greasy pole.
Yeah, and as soon as that smoke lands, you basically know what time it is with an orb. Definitely want to see if you can manage to save that one this time around. Maybe Letty, though, can cheek in a kill or two. Position now is noticed, so we have Elizabeth still nicely tucked in while the others continue to bait. Yeah, to be fair, what economic damage can you truly do? Because 9 Pandas, Tati is on 13k, Elizabeth on 12, and even though it's some people a little bit on the low end, it's not going to be too much to worry about.
What a great veto for 9 Pandas Fearless. They came into this one focused, sharp, fast, and ready. They have won the important duels. They've given themselves multiple 5-on-4s. They have no questions from their half. Wonderful work. Victoria hasn't even needed to do a whole lot. I kind of want her to, because I love the way she finds frags, and there's one for her, just as I mentioned her name. And again, these aggressive plays at the beginning must be very expected by this time, and they are being collected by 9 Pandas Fearless, Na'Vi.
Lena being spammed here as well. Oh, and they escape! And right there in the back stands Victoria to hold the back of a teammate.
Full bang.
Just no one's getting through. It's absolutely insane. And Na'Vi, once again, the numbers crumble. Lose player after player. They're quite separated too. So no matter really where 9 Pandas decide to hit, they're going to be in trouble.
We have not seen the NAVI Javelins that we all know and love. This is a team who have great potential. This is a team that you look at as a potential suitor to defeat the likes of Nigma Galaxy when it counts in a grand final. But this is not the NAVI that we are seeing here on Vertigo. This does not seem to be the match for them right now. But for 9 Pandas Fearless, they are in full control, and this looks fantastic for them. Another team who are on the rise as well. A team with players we're very familiar with. Can't say enough about Victoria. This looks like it might be an easy one for them.
8-2 as well. Victoria just doesn't die, neither does Tati with only 1 death. Absolutely insane. And Xu here is actually, you know, yes, she has 7 deaths, 13 frags at the same time. She really is the space maker for the team. Been very fond of it. And still, these individual duels, you would think at least Angelica, before she gets swung by multiple, should be able to get one.
I feel sorry for Angelica. The way these duels are going, like everything is going wrong for Navi, and we're seeing a lot of Angelica's POV when it goes wrong for her. And I think, you know, everybody just go and have a coffee afterwards. Like if the game is to continue in this fashion, which it looks like it probably will, have a coffee. It's one of those ones where you get smashed so bad, it's like, all right, let's just forget about that. We can review that in future, but let's just keep it moving.
Leader is very aggressive here towards ramp. Did get a good tag up on Victoria. Of course, position revealed. Did request in some backup here by vicu, has the long range with that orb in hand.
That's exactly the kind of situation they need. Rifler down the ramp, showing presence, have the AWP posted up in the back to catch them. But you've got to find those frags. Why aren't the bullets landing? It's like they've all got rubber bullets in their magazines, Navi. They're just not getting the frags.
Oh, 1 HP. Eventually, yeah, she is finished. And with 25 seconds, things might start to get a bit tricky here for 9 Pandas. Do have some nice chunk of util left, but Letty, can she stand her ground? At smoke is going to be making things very difficult, but 10 seconds, still a very good opportunity for her to try and shut down this bomb plot. She's going to respect it. Wants to play the numbers game, 3v2.
There is a smoke for Navi to try and isolate these fights, but that may make it hard to defuse the bomb as well. So what do? Letty will come through. 3-on-1 now for Victoria in the clutch. Cannot escape the AWP. There will be a round for Navi. That will break the deadlock. That's something for them. That's some encouragement, no matter how small. It's important. You can see the determination on their faces as well. So they've got something to build on now. We'll see if they can get one more before this half has concluded.
Yeah, this conversion is quite important, not only just to, get to 2, but also for your confidence, being able to know, okay, we can convert, we can get rounds up on the table, and then, as soon as we get the pistol in the second half, who knows what we could do up on that T side. But you need to get the confidence back if you're Navi.
Oh, considered it, but so many footsteps. Likely to be a trade at the very least. And again, 9 Pandas fillers. Just taking early map control. Like, if you want the duel, they're there for it. Navi choose to disengage, and 9 Pandas will enjoy the luxury of baiting these grenades out for Navi, keeping them nervous and worrisome. Will it be just the 1 round from this half?
Looks like all 5 players will be called in towards this ramp position. Some a bit deeper than honors, more sort of holding R for a flank. Oh, R versus R, but Victoria, once again, these 9 Pandas players just won't get killed. They continue to stay alive, still have an opportunity to fight, and Fatal was then the first one to find the frag.
4-on-4 then, big swing. Kasu and Victoria combining to leave only 2 for Navi. Angles being held, but Hanka finally winning some duels, fishing through the smoke, looking for more. 2-on-3, plenty of work to be done. They've got some good util, take some of these angles away, and they better move with those urgently. Last 2 on the ramp then, Xu and Elizabeth. That'll certainly delay, but there are smokes here for that CT side. Hanka's the one with the kit. She's the one who's got to get on this bomb. There they go for a defuse, though. Smoke is up. Waiting for these T's to come crawling, to come knocking. And there's a transfer, and it will be a doubling of the score at the end of the half. It'll be 2 rounds for NAVI Javelins. Some momentum at the very end on Vertigo. But will it be enough for the second half?
Sometimes it feels you can't go on. Don't let them win. Just reach down, you'll turn it around. All these roads we take helps us find a way, even if we learn the hard way. We get through it all, it's okay to fall. We are standing tall. They can try, but they won't succeed. They know we won't fall so easily. We own the world and the world will see. They're never gonna knock us down. Cause we are brave, we are strong, no way to lose. We can't go wrong. Just trust yourself and reach down. You'll turn it around. All these roads we take helps us find a way, even if we learn the hard way. We get through it all. It's okay to fall. We are standing tall. They can try, but they won't succeed. They know we won't fall so easily. We own the world and the world will see. They're never gonna knock us down. We'll find our way back through the dark. We'll find a brighter day. We're never gonna lose our heart. We'll never lose our way. We'll find our way back through the dark. We'll find a brighter day. We're never gonna lose our heart. We'll never lose our way. They can try, but they won't succeed. They know we won't fall so easily. We own the world and the world will see. They're never gonna knock us down.
Well then, NAVI Javelins have as many rounds from that half as I have feet, and that's not good. With all these rounds played, they're in trouble. They're in all kinds of trouble versus 9 Pandas Fearless, who haven't really had a challenge in this game thus far. They need to turn up right now for this pistol, otherwise it is an early bath. It is Dunzo. It's off to the beach to stare into the distance because they will be lacking in this game unless they can find something right now.
There's so much riding on this pistol round. You need to get this, you need to get the conversion afterwards and start to really get things going. But man, what a lucky shot here. Once again, it is Victoria and the dualies as well. Well, they're not quite connecting, but it is instead the pistol of 2 here. It's looking to really be over and done with. They just want to speed run this map entirely. And there we have it. It's 11. Only 2 more they need. The smiles are up on their faces. They're feeling confident. They are ready to take on NAVI.
Throw in a towel, wave the white flag. Ooh, this is a rough one. This is a rough one. But these games happen sometimes. And if it is going to be a brief second half, it's probably for the best. If you're going to lose, if you're going to get an absolute drubbing, make it a quick one. Probably going to be left speechless if the remaining rounds continue in this fashion. This is an interesting situation, and maybe it is coming down to this veto. The desk raised these points, and I'm sure they will be accented by the action or lack of that we have seen on this map from one team to another. But if it is to be one-sided, then if you're a fan of Victoria frags, you'll probably come away happy. 9 Pandas fearless then with the rifles and the SMGs versus a NAVI who have no choice but to eco, to give it their best efforts for every other round that remains after this one.
Spotted some presence. Maybe go for the temptation, but I remain quite patient. In fact, throwing a bunch of util right on top of their heads. And now the chasing starts to begin. Spam right through the smoke. Even a tag, a little bit of a tickle up on Lena. They just get pushed away even further.
This is bullying, basically.
Now you can have, you know, some baiting being done with the FAMAS, and then Tati can just swing with the MP9 right from above. Oh, and she might be handed to give. That's 2 already. Oh, actually, Fatal grabs the rest. It's a very nice quick round, all 5 alive. And back to the 10-round gap, back where we started with 12 and series point.
I think mentally they are completely checked out, NAVI Javelins, because even the scenario you just saw there, they were shift walking with massive shadows betraying their position. So I think that they're just completely frazzled by the proceedings that we are witnessing. But the AKs are out for what could be the final round. 2-12, NAVI Javelins, a team that we've had big expectations for, a team that have been building from event to event. But in this particular match are struggling a lot, but maybe it's not over just yet. 4-on-3 now, the 4 AKs versus what remains of 9 Pandas fearless. They need every single round now on this T side. But Victoria might have something to say about this with a little help from Elizabeth.
Waiting to get the timing right. Actually send Vicu over there as well. Gamble on that A site. Flash comes through. Not much spotted. They don't go for a very aggressive approach down in ramp, but they still stick here towards that A site. Hope that the bomb is going to come that way. vicu is here then to sort of just bait it out while the bombs are actually going the other way.
Elizabeth with the big comms there. Great spatial awareness. I think this may be a lifeline for NAVI. See if 9 Pandas fearless can save. There's a lot to gain from taking more guns away in this situation. Let's get everyone a little sharper as well. It's target practice as well as obviously the economical impact. They have to keep the CT spending money if they are to have any chance of a comeback. They've got to keep them at the worst end of their economy the entire time.
It's still scary though. NAVI can't afford a single mistake. And at least their economy won't be hurt too much here in this particular round. Like some are, I mean, you can buy. There's also one weapon to drop. I reckon 9 Pandas might just want to get it over and done with. Try to give it another go.
Sports psychology, when you're in a situation like this, you don't look at the overall deficit. You simply look at the round in front of you and focus on that. Small portions, little bites. One round at a time. So let's see if they can do that. Maybe the luxury of the AK-47s will be much better for them. They really struggled with the M4s and the MP9s in that first half. Even with a better angle, just firing rubber bullets, honestly. The AKs may provide relief. That said, when Victoria starts picking up this AWP on the CT side, then we're going to have problems. It doesn't matter if you're standing behind the wall or not, you're going to get tagged regardless.
And you expect It's a go by the book when it's NAVI against 9 Pandas every single time they faced against one another, even in the online league. It's been a clean sweep for NAVI, not even letting 9 Pandas really get to double digits, for example. But now, it's a completely different story. Maybe also the tale of the best of ones, just like we have seen in our previous one. Space trying to take it. When the vision gets even further denied, NAVI gets slowed down.
Can be a cliche when a player in an interview says they want to play their game. But when you're NAVI in this scenario, and you're probably struggling to focus, that's the one thing you've got to hold on to in terms of your pacing, in terms of your mid to late round utility usage. Got to play as a unit. Showing presence towards B now, as we are in the sub-minute scenario. But Stu and Elizabeth have superior positions, and I don't know what NAVI can really do about this. Trying to threaten a B if they want to go A, but there is no threat on B anymore. So 9 Pandas may know they're coming. He's got an incendiary to throw. Fatal has some help here from Tati, and these numbers are being cut. That's the first frag and the second one for NAVI, and that second one may make the difference, but the remainder are here.
Oh,
it's a great one from Victoria. That leaves Lena with so much to do now. 18 seconds as she falls back, but that bomb needs to get planted, otherwise she is done for. And she'll be done for anyway. That is a big, very big victory for 9 Pandas Fearless.
yeah, and already after our previous best of one, we thought anything could be possible. 9 Pandas have proven that they exactly can repeat that till, and every single time we've seen NAVI come up top, but you know, as time goes on, these